incorporated into his verse.
With Abel, we had our run. To this day, I'm always excited, always super happy for all those guys. And I never had any resentment towards oh, you didn't stay on OVO. That was never really I'm not gonna say there weren't people that didn't feel a way about it, but that was never.
This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team.
That was feeding Kendrick all the information.
But it's so many
and the Owls had to do what they had to do.
Now this is a Goodfellas
conversation.
This is a Goodfellas episode.
I'm just saying there's other scenarios you could speculate on.
Mold, and all of a sudden,
I just feel like saying this is between Kendrick and Drake is a little lazy. Okay?
Now he's the mold. He didn't get shot in the front, he got shot in the back. And come on.
Y'all can dive a little deeper down the rabbit hole if you want to. That's all I'm simply.
You have to switch this up.
It's on the plane, it's running money.
You have to switch this up. We're real Sixers. We're real Sixers. A real six hat. We don't listen to that.
Looks like The Weeknd just lit the match on a whole new drama, and this time it's aimed straight at Drake. He's calling out his old friend for being shady, fake, and low-key jealous. The timing? Right after dropping his latest album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Fans are going wild over one track where Abel throws some serious shade at Drake, and trust, it ain't subtle. People have been whispering for years that Drake tried to mess with The Weeknd's career, even allegedly jacking half his songs. Now Abel's saying loud and clear that turning down a deal with OVO might have been the best decision he ever made. Dodged a bullet is the exact vibe, and here's the wild part, and this isn't even a new accusation. So many of Drake's old industry friends have called him out before for being two-faced. They'll tell you Drake's quick to offer help, but it always comes with strings attached. Like he expects you to owe him forever. So now everyone's asking, what really went down between Abel and Drake? Who crossed the line? And what bombs did Abel just drop about Drake on this album? Let's get into it. Because Hurry Up Tomorrow is already making serious noise. Fans are laser focused on a track called I Can't Wait to Get There, and they're convinced it's a straight up diss aimed at Drake.
And I can hear him yelling his verse. He's just really committing it. You could tell he put his all into it. It wasn't just a random Kendrick Lamar verse. It was something special.
The lyrics hit hard with Abel singing, "'Cause the media hate it when they can never control us, and my enemies hate it 'cause I own my soul." But it's what comes next that really got the internet buzzing. Fans say it's the clearest shot he's ever taken at his so-called old friend. Abel didn't hold back at all. He sings, "Dealt with scarier situations. I had nowhere to live in. High school dropout, chillin' with academics." And fans instantly clocked the subliminals. That scarier line might be a slick jab at Drake's Scary Hours EP. Then he mentions being a high school dropout, which, surprise, Drake also is. But the part that really raised eyebrows, the shot at chillin' with academics, which fans think is a straight-up diss at DJ Academics, Drake's biggest online hype man. Even if Abel wasn't purposely shading anyone, come on, he had to know how fans would take it. And this isn't even the first time in 2024 that he's gone at Drake. Remember when he popped up on Future and Metro Boomin's All to Myself? He sang, "They could never diss my brother's baby. When they got leaks in the operation, I thank God that I never signed my life away." Yeah, people saw that as a not-so-subtle flex about never signing to Drake's label OVO. Word on the street is Drake's still salty about that, but it didn't stop there. Things escalated big time in May 2024. A shooting went down right outside Drake's mansion in Toronto. One of his security guards got seriously hurt. The whole city was shook.
This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team.
And just when everyone thought it was connected to Drake's beef with Kendrick, especially since it happened days after Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, another theory started picking up heat. Some folks started linking the incident to the rising tension between OVO and The Weeknd's XO camp. It sounds wild, but fans pointed out another shooting happened just days before. Now people are asking, Is this music beef turning into something way more dangerous? Things got even crazier when a second shooting happened, this time outside the home of the Weeknd's longtime co-manager, Cash XO. On April 29th, shots rang out in front of a mansion in Encino, and just like with the Toronto incident, a security guard was shot and rushed to the hospital. That house, it belongs to Amir Cash XO Esmailian, co-founder of XO Records and one of Abel's closest partners in the game. According to reports, including ABC News, 3 suspects took off on foot after the shooting. Now, with 2 high-profile shootings targeting people tied to XO and OVO just days apart, fans started piecing things together real quick. The timing was way too close for comfort. People are saying this could all be connected to the growing tension between Drake and The Weeknd. And remember that line Abel dropped on All to Myself? He sings, "And we never do the big talk, these shooters making TikToks, God is laughing in the Lambo, I promise that I got your back." Fans are convinced this was aimed at OVO's own Baka Not Nice, who's known for flexing on TikTok while this chaos plays out. XO, they're staying quiet, but the shade, loud and clear. But how did these two even go from being tight to full-on enemies? Let's rewind real quick. Back in the early 2000s and 10s, Drake offered The Weeknd a spot on his label, OVO. Sounds like a sweet deal, right? But Abel said no and went with Republic Records instead. And honestly, that move set him up to blow up on his own terms. Looking back now, turning down OVO might have been what saved him from way more drama than just music beef. Abel's been thriving ever since he signed with Republic, stacking hit after hit and even launching his own label, XO Records. But word is, Drake never really got over it. He felt like The Weeknd owed him for helping put him on the map. This all traces back to October 2010, when Drake gave Abel a huge boost by featuring him on his October's very own blog and quoting lyrics from Wicked Games, Abel's breakout hit. That cosign was major. Soon after, the two teamed up for The Zone and boom, instant classic. Their chemistry was undeniable, and things really took off when Abel got involved in Drake's Take Care album. Drake even told MTV News he's like a writer, collaborator on 4 songs on my album, which I'm very proud of. I usually don't branch out writing-wise, but we get it. We tried to tap into the same emotions because we're from the same city. So, yeah, it was deeper than music at one point. By the time Take Care dropped in November 2011, The Weeknd was already taking over. That same year, he co-founded XO and dropped House of Balloons, Thursday and Echoes of Silence, mixtapes that totally changed the sound of R&B. He brought in that dark, emotional, genre-bending vibe that no one else was doing at the time. Naturally, Drake saw dollar signs and probably a future ghostwriter too. He was locked in, trying to sign Abel to OVO Sound. In May 2012, Drizzy told MTV that a deal was already in the works. As far as on paper, it's all being worked out, but that's not really what counts. But behind the scenes, it wasn't that simple. Abel had other plans. He wanted control, his own vision, and his own empire. And signing to OVO would have meant giving some of that up. So he dipped, and from the looks of it, Drake's been salty about it ever since. Drake once said, "What counts to me is the fact that the affiliation is so known, that's all I really care about." He even added, "I want to continue being involved in his career and vice versa, and keep making music together because you take songs like Crew Love and The Zone, and that's what people wait all night to hear. Sounds all good on the surface, right?" But then came the twist. In September 2012, Abel straight up swerved the OVO deal and locked in a contract with Republic Records instead. And with it, he secured his own XO imprint. That move gave him full control over his brand. Drake, he wasn't feeling it one bit. And in classic Drake fashion, he jumped on social media and warned Abel, posting, "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." That post had the internet buzzing. Fans could see the tension loud and clear. Still, it seemed like they smoothed things over, at least for a while. By summer 2014, the two were back in the studio together, and Drake even jumped on The Weeknd's track Live 4. He also brought Abel along on the European leg of his Would You Like a Tour concert, which had fans thinking everything was cool again. But fast forward to October 2015, and the tea started spilling. The Weeknd sat down with Rolling Stone and got real about what went down during Take Care. With people whispering about Drake possibly using ghostwriters, Abel stepped in to clear things up and admitted that he gave up a bunch of songs he'd originally written for his own project to help Drake out. He didn't diss Drake though. In fact, he stayed humble and gave credit where it was due. I gave up almost half of my album. It's hard, Abel said. I will always be thankful. If it wasn't for the light he shined on me, who knows where I'd be? And everything happens for a reason. You never know what I would say if the success wasn't in front of me. Even through the shade and tension, there was still a little respect, and at least back then. Fast forward to February 2017. After more than a year of cold vibes and silence, Drake and The Weeknd finally patched things up, at least for a minute. During Drake's Boy Meets World tour stop in Germany, he shocked fans by bringing Abel out on stage for a surprise performance of The Hills. The crowd went crazy. Then in May 2017, they linked up again, this time on The Weeknd's Starboy, Legend of the Fall tour in Toronto, and to make it even more iconic, they performed Crew Love together for the first time in years. That moment had fans feeling like the old magic was back, but the Love Fest didn't stop there. In August 2017, Drake returned the favor and brought Abel out during his OVO Fest set. And just when fans thought things couldn't get any better, Drake dropped a major tease during a break in the show, hinting that a collab project between the two might actually be on the way. But of course, peace doesn't last long when egos are involved. As Abel's star kept rising, it looked like Drake's jealousy started creeping back in. And then came the ultimate power move. In classic Drake fashion, he went straight for The Weeknd's ex, Bella Hadid. In October 2017, the rumor mill went wild when word got out that Drake threw Bella a flashy 21st birthday bash in NYC. People immediately started whispering that they were dating. And just like that, things between Drake and Abel seemed icy again. But Drake didn't stop there. He also tried to downplay The Weeknd's impact on Take Care. In November 2017, a fan online said The Weeknd basically wrote the whole album and Drake wasn't having it. He clapped back saying Abel only co-wrote Shot for Me in Practice and was just featured on Crew Love and The Ride. That response? Cold. Real cold. The vibe was clear. Things weren't sweet anymore. Not even close. There's 20 songs on that album. Don't try me. That's what Drake said when fans claimed The Weeknd wrote most of Take Care. But Abel wasn't feeling how Drake kept downplaying his role in the album's success, and honestly, who could blame him? Then you add in the mess with Bella Hadid, Drake trying to shoot his shot with Abel's ex? Yeah, that definitely didn't help the situation. From Abel's side, he didn't even do anything foul. All he did was choose not to sign with OVO because he had a vision. He knew he could build something bigger on his own. And let's be real, he did just that. But even then, Drake kept moving like he was owed something. That's why fans started calling him out for being shady. Then came January 2019. The Weeknd dropped Lost in the Fire and fans immediately caught the shade. He sang, "And I just want a baby with the right one because I would never be the one to hide one." Boom. A clear shot at Drake, who'd been exposed for keeping his son Adonis a secret for a while. The internet exploded. The shots were getting personal now. Fast forward to 2024, Abel took it up another level by joining Kendrick and others in what fans called the elimination of Drake. And Drake? He wasn't trying to hide his feelings. During a live stream with XQC, the second Starboy started playing, Drake told him to turn it off and threw shade saying, "The Weeknd doesn't deserve to rep Toronto."
You have to switch this song on.
It's all play, you know, slightly.
You have to switch this one. We're real Sixers. We're real Sixers. We're real 6'5". We don't listen.
So yeah, after everything that's gone down, this friendship looks done. Drake still seems bitter, acting like Abel owes him. Meanwhile, Abel clearly sees Drake as nothing more than a fake friend who couldn't handle someone else shining. Drake's been acting like someone who's only cool with people as long as they don't outshine him, and when they do, suddenly it's shade, sneak disses, and silent treatment. The way things ended between OVO and XO was messy, and fans are still split on who's really to blame. Did Drake let his ego ruin a solid friendship, or did Abel just outgrow the partnership and move on? So what's your take on it? Do you think Drake's still bitter about The Weeknd blowing up without him, or do you think they'll ever squash the drama and link up again? Is it too far gone now, or is there still a tiny chance they might surprise us? Let us know in the comments below. We want to hear all your takes on this wild fallout. And if you're into this kind of celeb drama and behind the scenes tension, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an update. We've got way more fire content coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.